Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. It is always a good day when we have these folks in the studio, and as our last hitting cleanup, our friends from Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial, Neil O'Connell, the executive director, joined by his colleague, Becky Evleth. She is a special events manager. Neil and Becky, always good seeing you two.
Likewise, Drew. It's good to see you and your team here. Thanks for having us in.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Becky. You got a question for Neil?
I do. What is the mission of your organization?
Our mission is to honor and preserve the legacy of our veterans, and we do so in the format of a beautiful memorial that sits atop Mount Soledad in La Jolla, California. We're honored to be able to tell their stories and preserve their legacy with these beautiful plaques.
And what's unique about this, Isha, is it's not only for folks who have passed. It's the living. And I think that makes it so different, is that why not celebrate somebody who's still alive, which is so critical. You've been up there, right?
I have. It's beautiful.
It really is beautiful. And Becky, you have to be scrambled with all the special events, right?
Oh my gosh, we have so many events going on, especially this year. We have Veteran Honor Ceremonies, which we hold almost every weekend, and of course, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Those ceremonies are huge for us. So,
yeah, they are a lot of work too, and in that beautiful area. I know you got another question for Neil.
Yeah, talk more about the completion of your Phase 3 new wall construction. I'd love to hear about that.
Oh, we're very, very happy to announce to everybody the construction of 5 new walls and the whole total site enhancement was completed here back this spring about 2 months ago. So with that, the beautification of the memorial has taken place with awesome new plants, a new lawn.
Oh, wow.
But additionally, the expansion of over 5 walls created the space for 2,000 more plaques.
Wow. And is there a waiting list?
Yes, there is, Drew. With the, our work for promoting and getting the word about the memorial out to the public has been just fantastic. We've had great teams, and with your help as well, drawing people to our webpage, drawing people to the memorial has created a unbelievable desire for folks to honor their loved ones.
Absolutely.
So consequently, we do have a line, you could call it a lineup of folks awaiting to get their plaques designed and then eventually placed on the walls.
And it's a pretty simple process, isn't it, Becky? What you do is you have to show that person actually was in the military. What a shock, right? And once you do that, then we work with one of your designers. Is that how that works?
yes, correct. The family will either email us all their information,
Right.
or we can make an appointment, and they can come inside the office and we can collect all their information there. And we just need their military documents, DD-214, pictures, and then all the information is sent over to the designers, and then the proof is made, go back and forth,
Right.
make sure everything is all correct. And
Right.
Yeah.
And who does the write-up? Does the family do the write-up, or do you have writers that do this? How does that work?
You know what? A lot of families will want to do this, and they want to put the write-up on the front
Right.
of the plaque. And some just want the designers to do it for them. So you can choose either whichever way you would like to do it. But we do have guidelines, of course, for the write-up on the front of the plaque.
Right. And Neil, what is the size of the plaques? How big are they, and how small are they?
All the plaques are 8 inches tall.
Okay.
We have a 8 by 8 inch plaque, 8 by 12 inch, 8 by 16 inch plaque.
Okay.
It's the same exact black granite that is adoring the walls of the Vietnam Wall.
So beautiful. Yeah.
In Washington, D.C.
Yeah, no, that's that's terrific. And are they when they come in? Do you have them set up by different eras? Like, are these all the folks that fought in Vietnam or World War II or whatever the case may be, or it's all over the board?
That's an outstanding question, Drew. Honestly, when you come to the memorial, you will see the walls. It is a mosaic of our society. Everybody that you could imagine that in your families or friends that has served.
Right.
It's a mosaic. By that I mean there is no special wall for Vietnam veterans or Medal of Honor recipients or presidents or pilots. And there's no random, like you'd like to have your spot over here or over there. As your plaque is produced,
Gotcha.
Our installer will put it into the space. And the fact that you're there with 7,000 other veterans, it makes us very humble and very proud. But you have a spot for your family and your loved ones now that they'll be memorializing this veteran forever.
Well, I mean, think about it too, is that especially when you can take that veteran to there and see, here, keep it a surprise if you can, and say,
Exactly.
Ever been up here? Nah, I've never been to this place. Yeah. Who's that guy? Wait a minute, that's me. Has that happened?
That has happened. Those stories are very, very emotional too. And our docents who are on duty that day will see someone arrive. And a lot of these men and women they've got some years under their belt and they've served. And these, the daughter or the siblings will do this to surprise the dad or their brother or somebody. But that does happen. And it's quite a sight. As you can imagine, some might be in walkers, some may be in a wheelchair, some may be, really pushing it when it comes to their life here. And the family does everything they can to work with us, and we do our best to make sure we get that plaque up there in a timely manner.
Right. We're chatting with Neil O'Connell. He's the executive director of the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial, one of a kind. Well, so is Neil. He's one of a kind too. On that aspect of it. That's right. He's going, yeah, and my wife will tell me that as well over here. We tease about this because I got a chance to work with his wife at Junior Achievement, by the way.
Thank you.
You bet. And joined by Becky Evleth, is a colleague in charge of special events. For the memorial, I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 17th year in this beautiful Mission Fed studio here in Scripps Ranch and Mission Fed for 60 years, just doing great things in the community. I'm joined by my so cool, competent guest co-host, Isha Walia. She'll be an incoming junior at Northeastern University in Boston. So Becky, you talk about all the different types of events. You must need a lot of volunteers to help you. Is that true?
We always need volunteers, yes. We do have a wonderful group of volunteers.
Right.
We have over 30 docents, 17 trustees, 12 Veteran Honor Ceremony volunteers, 7 plaque designers, and 1 memorial caretaker, bottom gun.
Is that right? Wow. So what is is he the caretaker there the whole time, just making sure?
He comes practically every day of the week.
Yeah.
And he is, I believe, 85
years
old.
Young?
Yes, young.
Yeah, that's good. So is the memorial, is it ever closed down? It's really not, can anyone be there 24/7, or how does that work?
Primarily the memorial's open 24/7.
That's right.
Every day of the year.
Right.
The property inside the Mount Soledad Memorial Park area,
right,
the Soledad Natural Park, I should say, is a City of San Diego park. Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful place.
Right.
And the memorial itself sits inside of that park. But yes, our docents are manning the memorial in the morning, starting at 9 a.m. up until about 5 p.m. But the public comes up for sunrises, sunsets, and between the city park and our property at the memorial up on the steps. We're just glad folks are coming to the memorial. They'll see the plaques and they'll come back.
We've talked about this before, and I think it's worth repeating again. What a great opportunity for school groups to come up. Mm-hmm. And you'd also mentioned sometimes you come to them, right? You'll go and make a presentation in the schools. But you get a bunch of buses up there and the kids come up?
We do, and we schedule these in advance. And right now, I'm very, very proud to tell everybody this. I mean, our visitor counts are doubling from last year.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, we're averaging in the
Congratulations.
summer times about 1,000 folks a day.
My goodness.
Amazing.
On a good weekend, we'll have 3,000 visitors between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And these are out-of-town visitors, local visitors. We just had a couple of softball teams in town for a tournament, and the clubs got the word, let's go to Mount Soledad. Heck, we had youngsters up there touring the memorial and seeing things, and we're just so proud, so happy to host them for that.
Well, and it gives them a different perspective of what this is all about. And again, not to beat the horse dead here, but love the fact that you've got folks that are still alive that are, that are in this aspect of it. Is there always a docent or two on site during those hours that people have questions, or does that bob and weave a little bit?
I'll let Becky answer that. She manages the docent schedule with our docent team leader.
Okay.
Right. Yes. We almost always have docents up there. Of course, something might happen that they can't make it, but most of the time we have at least one or two docents during the daytime.
Are you looking to have more? I mean, you probably never can have enough docents, correct?
We can always use more. Yes,
Right. And so
definitely.
if people want to listen, I'm listening to the show, I want to be a docent. Do they contact you? Do they contact Neil? What do they do?
Yes, they can contact me.
And how do they do that?
They can call our phone number. Let me give it to you.
Okay.
It is at 858-384-2405.
Okay.
And
what's the requirement for being a docent besides the fact better know what you're doing? But do you have to do that X amount of hours a week?
usually about 3 hours a week is the minimum amount. And of course, we want to have an interview with them, but they're usually retired people that like to come up and help, and anybody.
Is there any here? I'm taking all of Isha's questions for God's sake. She's going to cut my mic off in about 1 second. But are a lot of those crossover docents are with our good friends on the Midway, that they do both Midway work and do yours? I mean, it would be a natural, or they're so busy on the Midway they can't get over to you.
We only have one that just came over from the Midway, but most of the time they're so busy that they can't do both.
And vice versa.
Yes. Yes.
Vice versa on that. And of course, we've had our good friend, Kraft on here talking about all the new things going on in the Midway and what they're up to. Have you done some work with them since Mac retired?
Well, we're actually rekindling our friendship and relationship with the Midway.
Good.
We have had awesome partnership with the Midway going back to about 2014.
Right.
And they were very, very generous, the Midway Foundation.
Right.
As we purchased the cross, the Midway was first to step up and help us with some resources. And Admiral Kraft, him and I have had a nice meet-up with Laura White. And we're looking forward to looking out at various ways we can help each other.
Well, you're both, iconic places. Obviously, you guys are growing, immensely, and the Midway is certainly one of the most, visited places in the world, for that matter.
Yes,
definitely in our state and country. But it makes sense to do it. It's almost like what a perfect pair. You spend some either in the morning at your place and go, why don't you go down and go to the Midway, or vice versa. You just had a tour up there. Come on up and see what's going on. I think it's a natural. To do that.
You hit the nail right on the head, because a lot of our visitors actually were just at the Midway. They'll arrive at Mount Soledad, or vice versa. They'll tell us, well, we're off to the Midway before the end of the day.
Right.
Oh.
You couldn't have predicted it any better.
Yeah, exactly. Becky gave me the notes to say this. That's I couldn't do this on my own. When we return, we're going to chat more with Neil O'Connell and Becky Evleth from the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial. I know Isha has a bunch of questions for you. I always want to make sure we save some time to find out what our listeners can do to support your efforts. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, on our 17th year in this wonderful mission-fed studios. The mission-fed, of course, everyone knows, who's been in San Diego for even a few minutes. That mission-fed for 60 years does great things in our community. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's that's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are with our friends from Soledad National Veterans Memorial, Neil O'Connell, Executive Director, joined by Special Events Manager Becky Evleth. You're listening to another edition of the Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show here at the Mission Fed Studio, which has been a great supporter of our Spotlight show. And Isha, you have another question.
Yeah, Neil, tell us about a story that's really touched your heart while you've been an Executive Director for the memorial.
Well, I'll tell you, this question that you ask, I have many special stories that we've had the experience of meeting with veterans and their families. But most recently, Isha, there was an event here in San Diego that was hosted by Representative Darrell Issa, where we had the Gold Star families from the Hamid Karzai International Airport attack back on 26 August 2021. Those Gold Star families were here for the very first time, and they testified in public forum about their experiences from the loss of their loved ones. Wow. And so consequently, at the end of that hearing that afternoon, we had the very, very distinct honor and privilege to host those families at the memorial. And in doing so, we presented 2 plaques to the families. They hadn't seen these plaques prior to this. Now, keep in mind, this was almost 2 years ago. But the 2 plaques were created separately by 2 separate organizations who immediately stepped up back in August of 2021 and decided to have plaques to honor the 13 that were killed by the suicide bomber at the Abbey Gate.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and again, this is just one more emotional story that just sort of jumps out, at you when you go up to that memorial. And of course, there's the 400,000 untold stories that I think would be so neat up there. And I know it is because I've been up there and I'm looking forward to I haven't been there in a while, Neil. I'll take you up on that offer. Is when you read these plaques, is just take a step back, close your eyes, and try to, who is this person? I don't know who this person is. And then you read what they've done and try to put yourself in that shoes. And then, of course, you're in this environment that's one of the most beautiful views you're ever going to get in this. I think it's a wonderful experience. Becky, talk a little bit about, your evening company social events. What's that all about?
Yeah, so we are starting to hold some events for companies if they want to have like a social event up there in the evening. We have just opened this up just recently, and so yes, if anyone wants to hold a company event, please just contact us. And
now, is it after hours? It's from when to when?
Right, usually around between 4 and 7 o'clock, around that time frame.
Right.
Yes.
And you're coordinating all that?
Yes.
So basically, you work a 24-hour day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because you got 2 more hours to catch up to Neil because he's on 26 hours for God's sake.
Exactly.
He is. I tease, but I don't tease. With the beauty of your success on this, and I think Neil, you have hired a new person, have you not?
We have, actually. We have Trevor Westman-Lavelle now as our marketing director.
Nice.
And this is going to really accelerate our presence. Trevor comes in with us with about 30 years of marketing and promotional advertising sales experience under his belt. And, unfortunately, we had to reschedule Trevor, and hopefully we can get him in here another time. You can meet him face to face.
Absolutely, sooner than later on this. So your bride, Linda, does she know that you've extended your retirement for another 30 years?
Well, I tell you, Linda is one passionate young lady who works real hard down at Junior Achievement, and I learn a lot from her when it comes to, the nonprofit and giving back. And we're in two different domains. She's got the youngsters, and we're taking care of the veterans and their families.
Yeah, no, I think it's all good. He should get another question.
Yeah, Becky, tell us more about the corporate volunteer cleanup events.
Oh, yes. So that's another huge thing that's going on with our volunteer program on weekends or even on a weekday in the morning. We have their company come up and Neil, a lot of times we'll do, talk about the memorial and then we bring some rags and spray bottles and they go up and shine the walls, pick up trash around the property. Sometimes it's our Navy groups as well that will come up. So yeah, it's wonderful.
No, I mean, listen, who doesn't want to do that? I mean, the area is so beautiful up there and pristine, and of course you got these, iconic plaques up there as well. So that's just a terrific, aspect of it. And this is just so you folks, and I'll give the credit to the Marine sitting across from me over here. It's all hands on deck. It's all hands on deck doing many, many things. Whether it's these, evening community social events, or it's doing the corporate. You guys are always thinking about getting that engagement. And Neil, I know this is really important to you, and Becky, you certainly have this in your DNA. You never know what person is going to visit this place that has a relative or has something that this is special. We need to get engaged. Talk about how important that is.
Well, the history of the memorial, people may know a little bit about it, but the fact that it was created right there in 1952 with the cross dedication and the memorial as a memorial in 1954, when visitors come up to see the memorial, they think if it's their very first time, they've understood some things maybe by the webpage or looking online, but they're very much taken back. When we show them plaques of, for instance, Colonel Jackie Cochran, the first female to break the sound barrier in the U.S. Air Force jet, or we go over here and we show you Ted Williams, the old Boston Red Sox slugger,
right?
Or you come down over here and see Glenn Doherty and Tyrone Woods from the Benghazi attacks. We've just got so many stories. We've got Tiger Woods' dad, Major Earl Woods, U.S. Army veteran. And people will be walking along and some will actually stop and pause and they're going to say, I served with her, or I served with him, particularly Vietnam veterans. There's a lot of plaques from every era, World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, today's conflicts.
Yeah. You bring something that's really interesting. You and I might have touched the base on this a little bit, Neil. But, we've been doing military shows on Cloudcast for a while, and I've been doing them since 2007. And for those folks who really understood what happened, we did such a disservice to our Vietnam vets. That's an understatement of the world on this. And hopefully we'll never see that ever happen again. And I think, the good news is that hasn't happened again. That being said, I just have so much empathy for those Vietnam vets doing what they're doing, what they were told to do, and you come back on and you get treated like X. I think that's something we've got to continue to talk about. People are aware of those things, and that aspect of it in the memorial gives an opportunity for, here's the pride of what we have done, and really should never have been treated that way. Isha, I know you got a final question for everybody.
Yes, tell us what our listeners can do to support you.
Well, first off, we really appreciate the support of the public. Our webpage and our digital marketing efforts, we rely solely on private donations. Become a member. There are 5 different levels between $50 and $2,500. Each has perks. Or you can just go right online to our webpage at soledadmemorial.org. You'll see a donate button there. You may opt to purchase a brick. We've got a new program we just created with bricks pavers going in, and it's a $350 donation. It's easy. You could do it in about 3 minutes. Pay online, and we'll put together that brick the way you'd like. There are a few little restrictions, but nothing too complicated.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm in for a brick. Okay, and I've shown this to you before. My listeners can't see this for the internet, of course. But I bought a big brick for my dad at the World War II Museum, and in New Orleans. If you've ever been to that World War II Museum, it's like the Smithsonian. Have you been there?
I have not. No, it's on the bucket list. I know it.
We're going to have to dock Linda's pay for not letting you out over here. Have you been, Becky?
I have not. No.
You guys need to make a trip out there. It is fascinating and so forth. I'm glad you. So when did the brick thing start here for the memorial?
We just started this up in April, and there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same concept with us. We have 3 lines. I believe there's 39 characters, primarily, nice salutations in honor of or from a certain person or a corporation, for that matter.
Yep. Dr. Stanley Schlossberg, World War II, Guadalcanal. That's where he did. So, I'm going to sign up for that.
Story.
I'm still going to do the plaque as well in that aspect of it. Becky, any final comments?
Just thank you so much for having us today. We appreciate you guys supporting us, and
we can't do it. We can't do it enough. My good friend Neil, what else can we do?
Drew, honestly, what your platform delivers here to our veteran community, with all the veterans organizations that you host here on Cloudcast and your show, we can't thank you enough for your loyal support. And Isha, it was a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations, Northeastern University, Huntington Ave, Boston.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
There you go. I know it well. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Isha, another great job. Do you have any final comments at all?
Well, thank you for coming. I mean, it's been amazing to learn about this. I've gone up to visit a couple of times, but I never got to learn about it this in depth. So thank you.
That's right. She still has a couple more weeks where she goes back up. Maybe we'll make another trip over there.
Oh, right? I'd love to. Yeah,
exactly. One of the cool things about the guests, as you well know, Neil, on the show, I think last week you made some commitments to be doing a bunch of visits and all that business. So there's always something to do here, and come to the memorial is something that is great. We're going to look forward to having you folks back on sooner than later. Neil, we made this offer before. We'd love to do that. If you want to bring in somebody, a living person that is on the memorial and come on the show, or 2 of them or whatever, we'd love to have them and have their perspective on this. So think about that. Consider that a done deal if that works for you, Neil.
That's fantastic. And you're right. We did talk about that. I have 2 veterans perfectly in mind that would be just enjoy learning their stories.
It is a done deal. Amazing. We'll look forward to doing that, as we love to shine a light on the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial. Neil O'Connell, Executive Director of the memorial, joined by Becky Evleth, Special Events Manager, now working a 24-hour day with all these very cool events. Reach out to Becky on this as well. And again, we cannot shout out the great things you do so well all the time, Neil and Becky. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in its 17th year, and brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Isha, thanks so much. Another fine job you did.
Thank you. An awesome day today.
And we'll look forward to you coming back on for more interviews next Friday. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.